Morning, folks. Today's soap is brought to us by Williams. Mentioned that I would do one here pretty soon. Of course, the puck is already out of the box. It's down here in this. Got a little cup, if you will. It has little places here on the side. Makes it easy to hang on to. That's what it looks like there. Got it whipped up. This is a badger nut, and to me now the soap just smells like soap. It don't have that scent, I guess you might say, that some people find off-putting. It just sits in there. So in other words, it's been in there, over a year. And so a lot of the, I guess you might say, the scent that some people find offensive is long gone, but it smells like soap. As you can tell, it whips up pretty easy. At least for me, it does anymore. I know in the beginning, this is where I learned how to lather, finally learned how to lather Williams mug soap. And I can tell you now, if you don't find it in the store, a local store, on eBay and places like that, it's outrageously priced. I mean, near the $10 mark for a puck of Williams. For me, I just find it amusing. That's entirely too much. Wait for the fervor to die down if you don't have a buck of Williams, and pick up a puck then. Anyway, aftershave of the day. Another one that'll be hard to find. This one here is a master. This is Master Blue, and this particular container is 3 ounces, 100 milliliters. And they come in different size containers. What I've got linked down below is I found a website that has the bigger containers, somewhere $8 and up as goes for price range. That they still have some Master aftershave in stock if you're interested in getting it. Yes, it's one of those that's not made any longer, discontinued. The company was bought out from somebody, and that's the line they decided to make go away. So there's that. And here's for the fun part, at least for part of the fun. This particular shaver is a Gillette President, and it looks very similar to an Aristocrat and then also a Diplomat. The 3 are very similar, especially if they're made in a particular time frame. This one here is a President. The reason why is because not only does it have the knurling on this band and this band, but it is rhodium. So it is a very nice shaver, and I've got a link down below. If you've ever tried to price these weren't made for very long, and just I think maybe 4 years, maybe, and they're quite expensive. I got this one very cheap. Oh, and it's equipped with a Treet Platinum on the second use. Excuse me. Go ahead and get started here. Already put a hot towel to the face and getting ready to use the pre-shave cube here. That line, especially in the mid 50s approximately, are very similar. The excuse me, the Aristocrat will be in gold. It may be smooth on this band and smooth on this band, or it may have knurling on this band and then smooth on this one. As far as I know, during that year time frame, basically that's the difference in between this one and an Aristocrat. And a Diplomat is just like this, except for it's all gold. And some of these are, the Diplomat and the President aren't the easiest to find, and when you do, they're going to want a little bit of money for them. So in other words, sticker shock, that price is, yeah, it's quite expensive, at least of what I've been able to find. Now, I got mine on the cheap, and it was, oh, how can you say? I was unsure what I was looking at. I was very new to traditional shaving or wet shaving, and not well diverse in all the razors that Gillette had made over the years. And we were in a small town north of Tulsa here, and went into an antique shop. And lady we talked about some of the razors she had out, and then she brought out a box of ones that she picked up, and the box just had all kinds of sorted razors that hadn't been cleaned or taken care of or anything of the sort. It had all kinds of stuff in it, and it was, yeah, dirty. I mean, dirt, dirty. not just because of the soap build-up, there was dirt. Anyway, maybe it's kept in the barn, I don't know. This razor was in the box. So at the time, the way I remember it, as goes for price per, I paid a particular price for the whole box, brought them home, didn't know, have no idea what I had. So after you piece out all the pieces for the the price I paid for the box, I think I picked up that razor for about $3. In other words, once you divide it all up, it was right around the $3 mark, because how much I paid for each razor, which was pretty inexpensive. Taking consideration, yeah, there was a number of those razors weren't exactly usable, but for me it was a nice learning experience to be able to do a little bit of research on some of the razors to see what I can find out about them, see if I was interested in going even further. And this razor, this President, was in there, cleaned it up, and it is a really nice shaver. So if you're looking for one that's a bit more affordable, Aristocrat would be the line to follow. And that Aristocrat line goes back to the 30s. So that is something to keep in mind. These shavers, especially the Aristocrat line, has changed over the years. But if you get right around the 53 mark, you'll see a lot of them look very similar to this one here, just different colors. And like I say, if you find one, the knurling on the band's just right, you might find on eBay somebody think they have Aristocrat when it's actually a Diplomat. So you might get one cheaper that way. But you can find some Aristocrats in good shape right around the $40, $50 mark on eBay, pretty easy, and Etsy. And yes, they do get far more expensive. Yes, they sure do. $400, $500, just depends on if it comes with a case and the condition of the case. And but these shavers are really nice. For me, how I compared this one here, this particular shaver, whether it's Aristocrat or a Diplomat or a President, for me, I rate it right up there with the Fat Boy, as it goes for ones that I want to shave with. The reason why I prefer the Fat Boy over the Slim is no more than just the handle. I like the handle on the Fat Boy better than I do the Slim. Slim shaves just fine. Yeah, not a problem with it, except for I just like the handle on the Fat Boy, and I like this handle here. So I would fall in that category, being one of those folks that if I had a choice between, in other words, Super Speed and maybe an Aristocrat or one like this one here, yeah, Aristocrat. That's where I put my money, because I really do like the handle better. Handle on a Super Speed's kind of, it's thinner, and I like something a little bit bigger. Fits in the hand a lot better, but for those that got bigger hands, I can understand wanting a Slim adjustable, because the handle is longer, but it's not very, the diameter is pretty small in my opinion. Nice shaver. I just, for me, this one here really rates as one that I would want. Got very lucky getting this one here. But as far as I know, there's not any shave difference, especially if you talk about the same time period. Not any difference in how they shave. Gillette, Aristocrat, President, Diplomat. And as it goes for that naming convention, there is a Senator. If I remember right, it's back in the 30s when it was made. I think it was, if I remember right, I think it was a twist to open comb. I don't have one of those just yet. I haven't decided. I think they look pretty cool. Once again, I favor these kind of handles. Pretty easy going shave. I would probably put the shave in about a medium category as it goes for aggressiveness or uh, efficiency. It works well for me for what I need, want, what I would use it for. It's kind of like Williams. Williams works as a daily driver. I wouldn't have a problem with it. With the routine that I have, shave wise, it works well for me. And I've got somewhere in the neighborhood of 12 pucks of Williams, so I don't think I'm going to run out anytime soon. And if you think Williams is a little bit pricey and you're looking for a vintage cup soap, Colgate would be one to look for. Depending on where you look for it at, and of course, once again, time of year, uh, Colgate is it's a nice cup soap. I do like it. It's pretty nice. Uh, I found it, I think on eBay. Oh, I can't remember. Maybe half a dozen pucks for $8 a piece or something like that. You can find them in bulk about that price. Have to keep in mind though, it is vintage. Hasn't Colgate hasn't been made in a good long moment, and not only that, um, you're still looking at 1.3 ounces. In other words, 1 3/4 ounces of soap. So you are paying just a wee bit for just a little bit of soap. But anything like triple milled or hard puck soap, they do last a while. Now this brush here with this badger knot, yeah, it's soaked up quite a. I mean, it's got a lot of lather in it. It's it's bloomed really big. It's got a lot of lather in it. If you use a smaller knot, in other words, your soap may go further. Like for instance, this one here, this one I got from Mag T. Think this is a 20, maybe 22 millimeter knot. Not real big. This does whips up Williams. Great, just fantastic. No time at all. Whips it up. In other words, you doesn't soak up a lot of and hold a lot of hog your lather. In other words, yeah, it doesn't do that. Just depends on what your likes are, what your wants are. If you're trying to make your vintage soap last a little bit longer, perhaps a smaller knot might be in order. Now, I'm not the most knowledgeable when it comes to badger knots. I don't use, I don't, my interest in badger is there because I know that a lot of people use them. So I feel like I probably ought to try to find out why so many people prefer a badger knot over all the rest of them. And as it goes for natural knots, for me, boar and horse work fantastic. And the smaller the knot for me, it seems like just works just fine. I don't have that area that I need to cover, like maybe what some other folks need to have for coverage. In other words, a 30 millimeter knot is just huge. It's a monster. 26 is big for me. Now, for other folks, it may not be. But for me, that's a monster knot. I don't remember exactly what size knot this one here is. I want to say 22. It might be 24. I don't think so. Maybe 23. Maybe somewhere in between. Had this brush for a moment. But as you can see, it covers quite a bit of area inside. So once you start to lather, wow, that's it takes up quite a bit of room in the cup. This one here, though, it whips up fantastic. Not a problem. To me, I find it just amazing how well Williams will lather up once you learn how to lather it. I think one of the keys starting out is use a brush you're familiar with. One that you've used before, lathers up fine with other soaps that you've used, and eventually you'll figure it out. I mean, this one here I bought, I've had this brush here. This is a Volfix. Trying to remember what model number. I think 26. I don't remember for sure. There's no labeling on it or anything like that. I picked it up quite some time ago from The Modern Man. It's a UK website, which you can find some decent gear there at what I would consider a reasonable price, especially when they're having sales. This one here, I think I picked up for $3. Inexpensive boar brush. I've seen it priced upwards of $10. This one here, this little brush, whips up Williams just like, it's like that's what it was made for. And yeah, it's got a little bit of scritch, but for me, the painter, I don't have a problem with this brush. It's one of those brushes that I do like using. It is a really nice brush for Williams. Here's the aftershave. If I remember right, that website that I've got linked down below, I think 6. Yeah, I think there's 6 flavors that are available, and they come in different sizes also. The larger sizes, not necessarily the not necessarily these little ones, which I don't have very many left of those. But it has it says cool, fresh, and soothing, and I think the soothing part might also be the fact that it's got glycerin in it. I like these little containers; they're pretty cool. Fit in the closet just great. I had a great shave today. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay healthy, stay safe, and smooth shaves to you.